Hey guys, welcome back to True Sound Studios. I'm Weezna. Today I want to get into some videos talking about the business side of things over the last 21 years, what has worked for me and what hasn't. In today's video, I want to specifically talk about the reason I went from charging per hour for mixing to a flat rate. So just a super quick background. I've been doing this for almost 22 years now. I start off with a 2-track tape recorder and some karaoke microphones. I've had multiple different setups and multiple different locations. All at the same time, I was in a band playing drums and writing and arranging. And I did that for almost 15 years. And then the last 12 years, I've done this as my 100% full-time job. This is all I do, is run and operate True Sound Studios. Just by the way, this is just my studio. Nobody else works here. I do all the marketing, all the pictures, all the videos, all the everything. This is just my studio. Okay, so to get back to it, the reason why I went from charging hourly for mixing to a flat rate is just because simply we are in a world now where you could do a mix and next week that artist could release it, and in a few days, that song blows up, right? And how terrible would it be if that artist only paid you for 3-4 hours of mixing and you did a pretty good job, but there was just some things, if you had a little bit more time to do, you could have made that mix, perfect. And that is what I've been really thinking about, is nowadays there are so many independent artists who are having these big, big moments with maybe one song or an album or whatever it is. And I also hear a lot of not so great mixes, and I really believe the reason why is that people are, spending the time to do the recording, but then kind of trying to get the mix done really quickly and maybe give it to somebody who isn't very experienced for mastering. So I went into it like this. I know if I tell the artist that it's going to cost $50 an hour to mix, let's say, they're going to try to get me to do that mix as quickly as I possibly can, but still have a good result. And that is the way I've been doing it forever, okay? That is how I've always done it. It's been an hourly rate. And most people will try to push me if I tell them it's going to be, 3-4 hours to mix their song. They're like, oh, can we do it in 3? Can we do it in 2.5? And it's always this kind of rush, the sacrifice of the actual true mix, what really needs to be done to that song to make it as good as humanly possible. So I would say about, a year and a half ago, I started switching over from this hourly rate for mixing to just a flat rate. So then, of course, the question comes up, well, what if the artist gives me a song and there's only 20 tracks, but I charge them this rate? Well, even if an artist gives you 20 tracks, it just means you can spend even more time on all those individual 20 tracks, opposed to the artist that sends you a project and there's 100+ tracks that is going to take you a long time to get through that. And, there might be a lot of audio cleanup to do, whatever. And so what I found is it kind of balances itself out. Probably about half the time I get small projects, 20-30 tracks, which are, a very, very manageable number. And then about the other 50% of the time, I get the songs that are, 70, 80, 90, 100 tracks for one song. Those obviously take much longer. Fortunately, I really do feel like it really kind of works itself out. But the advantage is, when I'm done with that mix, there is nothing production-wise, mix-wise, audio cleanup-wise that I feel like I didn't do. There's nothing that I'd say to myself, oh man, if I only had an extra hour, I would have corrected this and it would have been even a little better. So that is the reason why I switched to the flat rate, is because now first of all, I take 3 days to mix a song. The first day is arranging the track, doing audio cleanup, getting rid of things I don't like, corrective type stuff. And then I really feel like the track is ready to go. Then the second day, I actually do pretty much a majority of the mixing. And then the third day, I go back and I kind of do all my mix tweaks. So now I have 3 days on one song. I've charged that artist a flat rate, and it doesn't matter because I'm going to take my time with it. I want to fix everything. I want that mix to be amazing, because if in a week when that artist released that song and that song blows up, I never ever want to think to myself, I wish I had more time to make that even better. So that is my reason for charging a flat rate for mixing. And I think you should really consider that, because there is a much better chance these days of an artist posting a song and that song blowing up. And, you know, there are definitely a lot of mixes out there that I hear of these big songs that are not that great. You know, things like they didn't do any de-essing, or it's distorted, or you can hear, you know, bad cuts in between things. Just things that, you know, if they would have just taken a little extra time, that could have been fixed, and the song really would have been, you know, a better representation of what that artist was going for. So in closing, what I found is that not only do the artists think that I'm doing better mixes, okay, because now I have more time, that also I feel like all my mixes are better. I mean, there's nothing in these songs now that I go, ooh, I wish I would have had more time to fix that. I listen to these songs and I really feel, you know, really, really great about the mix, and no longer do I feel like I'm compromised on anything. So guys, that is my take on the whole, you know, hourly mixing or flat rate mixing rate. But please let me know what your thought is. You know, how do you run your studio? I'm really curious on how many other people choose to do the flat rate thing because of that reason, that you just have more time and therefore things tend to sound better. All right guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please find True Sound Studios on Instagram. I post there every single day. It's also a really great way to ask me questions. Also, I do mixing and mastering full time, as I said. So if you guys want to do a track together, please let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.